Hi everyone, Aaron Brooks with Perfect Postures. I hope everyone had a happy new year. So we wanted to continue with the series about the pelvic deviations, and part one was about pelvic rotation. I hope everyone was able to enjoy that. So I think there was some pretty good information on there. Well, this week we're going to be talking about an elevated pelvis, and with an elevated pelvis, a lot of times people are told that they have a leg length disparity. And when you're dealing with a leg length disparity, some people do have a true leg length disparity, but many times, and at least most times in our facility, those leg length disparities are functional nature. And what that means is that the soft tissue, the muscles and the fascia and all the other soft tissue are pulling the joint out of alignment. And in this case, when you're looking at an elevated pelvis or a leg length disparity, it could be the QL, the quadratus lumborum muscle, or it could be the iliopsoas muscle, or it could be really tight low back muscles, or the paraspinal muscles. But what we typically do when we evaluate someone with an elevated pelvis, again, we're palpating landmarks. And in this case, we're palpating the top of the iliac crest here, and we're just really identifying, is one side higher than the other. Now, we also do it from the back view, but primarily from the front you can get a good gauge on what's really happening there. Now, what's important about the elevation, let's say this person is elevated on their left side. Well, if you were to look at the back view here, and this side's higher than this side, well, what's going to happen is there's going to be more compression through the low back here, but there's also going to be more opening up on this side. Or what a person may do to compensate for that tension or that compression here, they may lean over. So if they elevate left, they may lean this way a little bit, or maybe you'll see them lean a little bit, but then this shoulder will depress down this way. And that's why we evaluate everything in the human body. We don't just look at one particular part. But this is a really neat situation where the elevation on the left side may be causing a person's shoulder dysfunction. Now, if the left side's elevated, what it's typically going to do on the side that's elevated, the left side, it's going to cause that hip to what's called adduct, or it's going to angle this hip inward, and relative to this side, this hip's going to actually angle out this way. Now, I just had a question on our Facebook page. It was talking about they thought that the elevated side, that you'd want to stretch the glutes and everything. Well, in most cases, you don't really want to stretch the glutes and IT band out, because the glutes and the IT, they attach up here. I'm just doing general, of course. They come down, they attach over your knee. Well, this is my left side here. If I take this point and I elevate it this way, you're actually elongating the IT band and the glute. They're going to feel tight because they're elongated and tight. They're not shortened and tight. So we have a lot of clients that come in here and they'll complain of IT, and they'll talk about their traditional rehab that they've gone through, and it's been stretching and fascial rolling and all that, and that definitely has its place. But in this case, you want to address the cause of the problem. So what I'd like to do is, with the corrective exercises, we'll give you a couple exercises that you could test out and see what kind of impact it has on your body. But if you've been diagnosed with a leg length disparity, hopefully it's more on the functional side. It's not where you broke a femur bone, or you have this congenital issue where you actually have one leg longer than the other. These corrective exercises should actually address some of those deviations that we typically see that would cause an elevated pelvis. So stay tuned for those. And I think what we'll do is, in the third round, or third part, I should say, of the pelvic deviations, we're going to actually go after an asymmetrical tilt, which is really cool, because a lot of times it's like, how does the pelvis separate? But it can do that, and we'll go over that in the next part. That'll be part 3. So stay tuned for those correctives.